It does look like I'm ready to go live. Yes, indeed. We are going live. Greetings, humans. Greetings. And welcome back to another fun-filled episode. Say it with me here, people. Bear here, 29-year veteran of the woods. Yes, indeed, the actual woods out there. Where there's trees. You never know. There's all sorts of trees. The birds, the bees, the flies sometimes. Those stinking raccoons, and even people, bears. Unlike in Ukraine, where the raccoons have been stolen from the land, we need to free the raccoons out there. Yes, indeed. All right, great to have everyone out there with us. I hope some of the people out there were able to check out the Rambo first kill. We kind of made a special video out of that one. Did it the last time there. Your boy Zach, kind of a crazy campaign out there, doing a Rambo book with Sylvester Stallone and Chuck Dixon. That's right, Dick's out for Dixon out there. So I hope everyone was able to check that out. But you know what, people? We shouldn't either gibber or jabber out here, because we actually got some campaign updates here. You know, it's kind of the getting towards the end of the year. All the holidays are coming up, and you know, actually, some of the books that you might have gotten, you know, earlier in the year, maybe in years past, finally, it looks like some of them are finally coming to fruition out there, including, would you believe it, people? Would you believe a cash grab? Yes, indeed, from Cecil. Yes, indeed. Where is Cecil? We have no idea where Cecil is or what he's doing, but he says the proofs are back. Well, that settles it for Bear. Maybe that might actually come out. I'm not sure if cash grab's ever going to come out, but it might. It might indeed. Let's see. P-Money says, "Hey, Bear, I made this episode just in case a professional show occurs." Well, sir, let me tell you something. Not today. Not today. We're going to give it our best shot, though. We'll give it a best shot. Proofs are back, he says. Thank you all for the patience. The proofs are back. A few small fixes, and the next step is full printing and shipping. So there you go. Gosh, I don't remember that cover for Cash Grab. I thought it was a different one where he was. Maybe it might be. Let's see. This might be a different one. I remember the Donald DeLay one where he's like sitting on a moped or something like that. And anyways, the kind of the. I'm not sure about the whole Dirtworm Doug book or the other one there with John Malin. It looks pretty sad there. Well, probably the best part to be there. You don't want to be behind him there. Anyways, looking pretty good. Actually, kind of like the colors here. I mean, for a book that is never going to come out, that actually looks pretty good there. So, very cool. Hopefully he keeps this within the PG-13 range. You never know with Cecil. No comment there. No comment there at all. But anyways, a cash grab. If you haven't gotten it already, well, it's too late. You're never. You're like with the rest of us here. You're never going to get it. So there we go. From cash grab, or from Cecil, I should say, and that would be cash grab out there. All right, moving. Kind of an interesting book out there. I don't know how many people have gotten it or not. Especially the Monster MD book. But Von Klaus out there actually got another book here. It's called Terror in the Trenches. It says, closing the name in the book and poster changes. This is a greeting, trenchers. Greeting. I've got news as we're headed towards printing. Well, everybody is headed towards printing. It is a busy time of the year. We're closing in on your name in the book, so if you want to get your name in this book, you need to get on it right away. It's a item they're going to print there, and anyone who wanted the perk, best get it soon. So there you go. Let's see. Actually, they got quite a bit there. Let's see. The Digital Deluxe, the signed comic, very good. The Lady Satan pinup poster, the Terror Files print set, a T-shirt, and you better get in on it, people, to get your name in the book there. It's a glow-in-the-dark t-shirt, too. There you go. Pretty cool. Also, he says, oh, while I love Lady Satan, Lady Satan, more than anyone, I think having a two-sided poster of just her on both sides isn't as fun as mixing it up. So the buyer has more cool options. What do you think about this option, he asked. Let's see, you got a Kelsey Shannon poster size there on the left there, and let's see, on the other side is a Scorpio connection homage cover, a homage out there. Let's see, out there on the other. So he's asking that. Well, I kind of like that. Well, actually, she is on both covers there, so or both printings there. So I'm not sure about that, but that looks fine. Um, I don't know. Probably go for the Kelsey Shannon one unless you kind of like these sorts of. I don't know if this is kind of a movie poster or not there, but very cool. Either or is fine. Let's see. The other Lady Satan image will be used on the trading card. Oh well, in that case, I would probably say the Kelsey Shannon. Does she have guns on her heels? That's going to be hard to walk in. Not that Bear would know, but either about guns or heels out there. But I'd probably say the Kelsey Shannon for the poster, and then this one for the card. Although I don't know, that would actually look good on a poster size, and the Kelsey Shannon one actually might be better as a card out there. I don't know. That's a tough choice, especially with Kelsey. The Terror gas vials, are coming out, and they are amazing. Hand-painted goodness is going to wow people when they see it on your shelf. It's a replica, unlike any out there, so don't miss out, people. Don't miss out. I'm not sure if it has like a case or a cover there. It would be neat if they actually came in. I think he has it like it's like an ammo belt or something like that. He kind of has that with his vials there, but you'd hope there'd be a way to stand them up somehow. You're not gonna have them on your shelf just kind of laying flat, I don't think. Anyways, thanks all. More updates are to come. Your fiend in comics, and that would be the monster out there. Oh, thank goodness. Bear was getting a little worried out there, but the Lesters are here. Great to see. Great to see Melissa out there. It's great to see you as well. The Woods are just fine. Woods are fine. It's getting a little chilly out there, though. It is getting a little chilly sometimes. That's why Bear is in the cave. When he can, doing his hibernation. Yes, indeed. And great to see Amy out there. Great to see Amy. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Hand waves to everyone. Hand waves to everyone. Everyone's good. Thanks for asking, says Be Mine. Well, I tell you what, people, let's move on, because we actually got another important book out here. If Beer can find it here. 1 second. And there we go. Whoops, no, that's not it. Well, that is it, but, this is what Bear was looking for. From Ethan Van Sky out here. Chromium covers are in. Hello, my friends. Hello, Ethan. FedEx just delivered 45,000 Chromium trading cards. All Wrecked Planet backers will receive this set of 3. Not just uno, not dos, but tres. Yes, sir. Very cool. Chromium facts. So, very cool. Like that. Kind of like that one. I'm trying to remember. Was this a cover? This might have been a cover out there. I'm not 100% certain. I know this one was the cover. What was this? The 24-hour one or something to that effect? Very cool. And then, like Death Sting or something like that. I think it's somewhere close to that. Yes, indeed. Ethan, it looks like, has been visiting the nail salon as well out there. Yes, indeed. Trimmed nails out there. Unlike Beer. And of course, let's see. I think this one was also a cover as well. Yes, indeed. She's got a little shininess on her bum there. Yes, indeed. That must be from the Chromium. Must be from the Chromium. That looks really good. The sort of I guess honey glow there in the background there. Kind of a sort of orangish yellow. That actually looks really good in the sort of metallic chromium look there too. Yes, indeed. Very cool. Very cool indeed. We will be talking about foregrounds and backgrounds here in just a minute. Oh my goodness. But looks good. Looks great even. Looks great. So everybody's going to get that one. You're going to get this one as well. And of course, I would say Bear's favorite here. Still need to figure out what to do with the cards. I still have not figured that out. Bear actually has. Oh, where did it go? That's in the pile somewhere. From the alternate comics, he had a little case that you can put some of the cards in there. So that might be a good place. Beer's just keeping them with the books right now, but yeah, that might be a good place to keep them. Especially kind of a nice foil. What do you call it? Was it chromium or foil? Let's see. Chromium. Chromium, sir. Chromium. Still need to figure out who to trade them to. If anybody can tell Beer where to trade the trading cards with, I'm not familiar with that. Just kind of holding on to him for now. Hopefully one day he can trade them in for some salmon out there. Yes, indeed. Let's see. Amy says I'm making a jacket for Melissa. Oh, that's cool. I did not know that Amy was into what would you call that? Clothes making, I suppose. Needlework out there. Maybe I can make one for you if the woods are getting cold. Oh, Bear appreciates it, Amy. Oh, he's got a natural, a very natural. It doesn't really help out in the summer at all, but a very natural fur coat out here. Yes, indeed. P-Money reminds us all, oh, it's a little chilly in the woods. It was 0 degrees of Fahrenheit. And Bear does appreciate you saying Fahrenheit out there. Just yesterday, I wish it was merely a little chilly. It's in the 50 degrees here. Mid to upper 50s here. It's kind of chilly for Bear. Being in the woods during the summer, you're sweating your you know what's off out there. Then of course it gets cool. It's nice for about 3-4 weeks there for Bear. Then it did get even though Bear lives in Florida, it's the northern part of Florida, so it does get. Oh, we actually do have seasons here, unlike South Florida. South Florida, the only way that you could tell the seasons is there's actually more people from Canada down there. There's more snowbirds coming down. So there you go. Trade the cards with little Timmy, maybe. He'll stop hunting you. Well, it is hunting season out there. Yikes, that's way too cold to be legal, says Amy. Yes, indeed. Let's see, she is... maybe she could make some mittens for P-Money. I hope he was able to get his mittens. Hope he's able to get his mittens back. Alright, I'm sorry, Bear is getting twisted and turned around here. Some great stuff here from Uncle E. Some great stuff there. We also had some stuff from Von Klaus with his campaign. And of course, the campaign that we're never ever going to get. That would be Cash Grab from Cecil. And also probably, it sounded like, what was that? Shinobi Sasquatch. I don't know if Marco for Anthony's in here, but sounds like that it might be in some troubles out there. Yes, indeed. Alright, let me get back to it here. Because something interesting happened just the other day here. Drink. Can you also tell the seasons by us sending our Canadian geese down there? Yes, indeed. We get plenty of geese. That's for sure. Actually, they have kind of a nature preserve and whatnot. So a lot of times during the afternoons or evenings, you got a whole bunch of the birds flying in formation. You know, the big V formations. You hear the. Like, what is that? What is that? And you look overhead, and there's like, 30, 40, 50 birds just flying by in formation over there. You don't want to look at them too cross-eyed there, otherwise they might, on you. So you gotta be careful with those birds out there. Yes, indeed. All right, people, we're actually going to talk a little bit about the new movie. The new movie that is out. That's called Black Panther. Black Panther out there. Beer actually was checking out. Let me bring it up here. Oh, if Beer can find it here, where am I? Oh, for crying out loud, Beer. There we go. There we are. So Beer was actually checking out. Let me get off of this. Bear was actually checking out our good folks over there at Bounding Into Comics. Pardon me. Bear always eats right before he goes on and has the burps. You don't want to burp for people. That would be an unprofessional show. Anyways, Bounding Into Comics out there, they were doing a review of the Black Panther movie here. Bear just kind of checked, hey, what's going on with some of that stuff? Is it doing good? All this stuff. We were talking about how it was, how much money it was making just the other day. So they were wanting to check it out and heard different things. Some people, oh, it's great. And other people, oh, it's not so good. It's not as good as the first. Yada yada yada. Well, when you get your main actor there in unfortunate circumstances and everything, and you try and make a Black Panther movie without Black Panther. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but we're not actually going to even talk about a review, a story review of Black Panther out there. But it was actually just checking it out here in Bounding Into Comics. Who is this? Jacob Smith over there at Bounding Into Comics. Just checking some of this stuff out, and of course they do a really great job over here at the site with a lot of their images as well. So I've seen this in the promotional. I mean, when you've got faces like that, you just want to go run out and go see the movie there. But anyways, Beer wasn't commenting on any of that stuff, but was kind of taking a little bit of notice here. So this actually image here was from the first movie, 2019, with what's his name, Chadwick Boseman. What was his name? Pardon me here. It doesn't show. Anyways, the Black Panther out there from the first movie there. Just kind of noticing some stuff here. So you can kind of notice this, blah, 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 all the framing, yada, 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 all that sort of stuff. This one is from the Infinity War. So the Russo brothers, I believe, the Russo brothers that directed that. So, you're checking. Oh, okay, looks pretty good. I like her costume. Kind of reminds Bear of the old old-timey Hollywood, where they actually kind of put a lot of oomph and pizzazz in some of their stuff, especially the costumes. Like, if they're doing, ancient Roman times or ancient Egypt times or something like that. Some of the great costumes out there. So I kind of reminded Bear of that. Well, looked pretty good. Looked pretty good there. And then you actually get into the second movie here. And the quality might be going down a little bit. Not talking about the actors or the story or any. Boseman. There we go. Boseman out there. Unfortunately, he's not around. But I tell you what, I mean, you look at some of this stuff, and it's like, oh, okay, and didn't check out the movie, but hey, it looks pretty good. Looks not bad at all out there. What was her name? Oh, she's a vaccine skeptic. Ah, well, that it brings her up in Bear's Latia right out there. Brings it up in Beer's perspective there. Anyways, just kind of noticing that this is Infinity War here. Noticing the difference between kind of the first movie, and here we go. Here is the second movie. Of course, the big difference. It's all ladies' night out here with the Black Panther. That's alright. That's what they should have actually probably made the movie with what's her name here? I know it's Latia, right? Siri. Is it Siri? Sorry, something like that. They should just made the movie, instead of Black Panther, just make it about her, and kind of what she was going through and all that stuff. That kind of sounds like what they should have done in the movie there. But that's not what we're talking about here today at all, folks. Shuri, thank you. Who is that? B-Money. Thank you, B-Money. Oh, good to see VM here. Great to see VM. And good to, kind of good to see, fake Jeff out here. Without his coasters. I have delicious new unfiltered honey, and I'm not sharing. Ooh, that does sound good. Someone at work asked for some honey one day, and I said sure. Then they took the bottle and started guzzling it down. Wow, really? Wow. Hmm. Oh, it wasn't a bear. Are you working with bears, sir? If you're working with bears, that might be the case there. Anyways, distracting bear here. One of the things that bear keeps noticing in a lot of this stuff. Let me see if I can bring this onto a bigger screen here. There we go. So Bear was noticing some of this stuff with just some of the promotional material that Bounding into Comics here, Bounding into Comics had here. Um, Everything looks out of focus. Everything looks very blurry. Everything looks very badly shot. Beer has kind of gone on many rants here with the Batman out there. Oh, we've got news on that, by the way. News on that. There might be a lawsuit involved here, people. Uh, anyways, the Batman out there. Terrible cinematography in that film. This one, it's better, but everything is kind of out of focus here a little bit. Let's go back here. Let me just kind of set the table. No, not necessarily bad lighting, although we can get into that in just a second here. Let me kind of bring it back here, just kind of a quick second here, kind of reset the table. So what they're trying to do is something called bokeh out there. It's kind of a stylized. You're trying to keep things in the foreground in focus and keep things in the background out of focus, so you kind of have more emphasis on, let's just say, the character that would be in the foreground or something like that. It would be more focused and more, I suppose, in your face a little bit there. So let's see. Please called what's this? Camera Harmony. Camera Harmony had asked, what is bokeh? So that's what they're trying to do there. Basically, it's a kind of a shallow depth of field where it blurs everything else in the background. Kind of a good example right here. Young lady here, very foreground focused. Looks really good. Everything sharp. Can see hair, the fabric, all that sort of stuff. Very sharp. In the background, kind of looks like maybe a street, or maybe looks like some cars or something like that in the background. Maybe she's on the sidewalk or something like that. So that's kind of what your bokeh would look like there. That's kind of a sort of look there. There's kind of another look there. What they're trying to do, we kind of have this kind of thing here. I think what they were trying to do in the film here was this large aperture here. You're talking about lighting. Of course, if you have certain ethnicities out there different than others. Of course. Of course, it also factors into lighting as well. So if your movie is very bright and vibrant and all that sort of stuff, and your characters, are a darker complexion, it's going to be kind of thrown off just a little bit. So you need to kind of focus your lighting. Well, also they're doing it as well as aperture size as well. So kind of, it looks like probably the large aperture where they're trying to bring the foreground into focus and the background out of focus there. All right, let's get back. Why are we talking about this here? Well, let's get back to our Bounding in Comics here. So again, you kind of have this sort of background area where Angela Bassett and who's the other lady here? Pardon me here. Dorothy Steele, the lovely Dorothy Steele out there over there to the left there. Let me bring it up here. You can see it. Here we go. They're pretty much the only ones kind of there in focus. It kind of looks a little bit out of focus there. So a number of other different ones here. They're doing some sort of fighting scene here. This looks just terrible. Not only the coloring, but just the framing, the focus. Can anybody describe what the center of focus would be here? You would think. Who is that? The Michonne from The Walking Dead. I can't remember her real name there, but Guerrera, something like that. I think she is supposed to be the focus, but she's so tiny there, and way in the background, which everything's blurred except for like the door And the soldiers are very blurry. The people running, I suppose, are very, very blurry. So you really can't really tell what the heck, is going on in this scene here. I'm not sure. They could call it a Wakanda found footage, says P Money. Well, that might work. That might work. Next time, they should get the crew of Blair Witch to do a Black Panther cinematography. I would not disagree with that. It's that. That's more. That would be the other thing here. Thank you, P Money. Very static shots. Let's actually kind of keep going here. So this is very, kind of a very static. I would say I don't know the motion of any of this here, but it looks very static, tripod-esque out there. So you're not really doing any handheld stuff like you would with the Blair Witch or anything like that. So this I can't. Bear was looking for his glasses at one point. There's like, okay, there's a beach scene and the guy's coming out of the water there, and he kind of looks in focus, but not really. And poor Angela Bassett there, getting her dress wet. A very, very small. They should have brought it a little bit closer to them, maybe. I don't know. Maybe they walk across the screen or something like that. Again, kind of very basic, very kind of early on directorial stuff where you would do it where essentially the frame is that it and anything outside the frame just doesn't quite exist really, so they block everything off and frame it. um, it's very unnatural, especially for the eye out there, in addition to being unfocused. Holy cow. But yeah, just very, very basic as well, which is kind of weird out there. Sounds awesome. Well, okay. Oh, pardon me. They can reboot Black Panther and have Wakanda be part of Canada. I don't know about that. Yes, Wakanda could be right next to Ottawa during the Freedom Convoy, says P9. Yes, indeed. That does sound amazing. And pancakes, too. And pancakes. Let's see. Amy says, that's blurry if she looks like a Ninja Turtle. Well, no comment. No comment there. Anyways, I was just kind of going through the article here and just kind of finding. This one's a whole lot better. What's her name? Siri? Shuri? Apparently, she did a really good job in the film there. Again, not really commenting on the film or the quality or anything like that, but this would be kind of the. What we were talking about earlier with the bokeh effect. This would be a very good example of that's a great example of it, but it keeps going on where it's like, oh, that's a better one. That looks pretty good. But here, I mean, it's like, okay, it's his claw that's in frame and in focus, maybe his leg, her leg, her hand there. And a little bit of a bootyliciousness is well there, but everything's out of focus. But that might be a stylized choice. That might be kind of a part of an action scene or something like that. Okay, all right, we can kind of get away with that. That's fine. But what the heck is going on here? I mean, Amy says, my phone takes better pictures. Amy, I bet you if you got like a tenth of the budget of this film, you can make a better film. Uh, if Bear were ever to do it, I would make a Black Panther where it would be kind of grindhouse, maybe sort of a Black Exposition type 1970s, Shaft. That sort of. I think that would be a very cool a Black Panther out there. What the heck is again? Bear needs to like check his eyes. Like you can see the kids. Back and shoulders and his shorts there, but like any of the other characters there, you can't really make out what the hell's going on in the background. Oh, something, I guess. I don't know. This one, oh my god, this one just kind of it turned Bear aside in anger here because like what the hell? You got what is his name? Namor or excuse me, Namor. The Aztec, underwater Aztec, Atlantean, whatever, it doesn't matter. He is sort of in focus, and you can kind of tell the background. Well, not really sure. Is that like a bridge or maybe a boat or something like that? You got a nice big tower there. That looks nice. That looks good, but your other character's out of focus. I'm not sure maybe it's an explosion or something like that that's going on there, but a horrible looking image. I couldn't. Beer just couldn't even. And this one, this was the This was the title image there. I can't tell what's going on. Is that like a shark jaw maybe behind him? It's kind of hard to tell, and you can't really see his face that well. It's out of focus, and just God, it just looks terrible looking. You can kind of sort of see where he's a little bit in focus there, maybe, but not really at all. I mean, at this point, Bear is saying this is kind of deliberate. Like right here, what is in focus? There's nothing in focus here. I can't. Not even his shoulder blades. You couldn't even see his shoulder blades are in focus there. It's all crazy. It's all blur. It's all blurry. I can't tell what's going on with what the hell this is. I don't know. Let's see. I wonder if MCU states whether Namor is a mutant or not. Well, I don't know about that. I haven't seen the movie. Is that Namor? I believe so. Again, Beer has not seen the movie, but I can tell you one thing. This is not Iron Man. This is not Iron. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, sure. You can't really see her face. Apparently, she's making like armor or something like that. So she's, of course, hammering. That's what you want. Is you want a 12-year-old girl to just start hammering your armor out. Her hand is definitely out of focus there. With the hammer, I suppose. The other hand is slightly in focus, and I think maybe some stuff on the desk is in focus. But everything else, like what? I don't care if you love or hate her. This is just a terrible shot. This is horrible. Horrible. Are you kidding me? That's supposed to be Namor. Namor with an R. You got the R, roll your R. Yes, the Aztec apparently went underwater, but they also spoke Spanish, so go figure on that one. Maybe it was, so this is supposed to be the new Iron Man. Whatever you think, I don't care. It's fine. It's out of, what the hell is, I can't even, you don't even see any detail. I can tell maybe it's a robot. Maybe. I don't know. She's got big shoulder blades. Apparently. For some reason. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, very, very much out of focus. I wonder if this is Japanese, because they had the movie taken out of the Chinese market there, so it's not being shown there. Again, they're kind of going back to the original Iron Man, kind of inside the cockpit look. None of this is in focus. I mean, at least before you could actually see, Robert Downey. And really, I mean, you wanted to see the main actor's face and all that sort of stuff. This is out of focus. Like, it's slightly out of focus, but it's still out of focus. And everything else is blurry as hell. Like, okay, what is she looking at? I'm not really sure. Maybe, I don't know, something, possibly. I don't. And this one was just terrible. Not only bad lighting. I'm assuming it's supposed to be underwater. That would be Namor out there. Underwater, it looks like puke out here. It looks like puke. I mean, this is a $300 million movie, and it looks like puke. Like who did this? Who decided to do all this sort of stuff? So, anyways, Bear was very. Oops. Let me get back to it here. Where am I? Beer was a little bit frustrated with all that. Just going through the article here, I wasn't really even. At a certain point, Beer was like, "Okay, I don't even care about the movie anymore. This just looks that's a little bit better there." But yeah, again, it just doesn't look. That's the terrible one. God, none of these just look. And I was wondering, okay, maybe did they get the wrong one, or no? I believe all this stuff is promotional material out there. So a very, very just ugly, and I'm not even talking about the character, just very ugly, what does it say here? Wakanda Forever is also confusing from a visual perspective. You said that right. As the lighting in the film's latest first two acts is so inexplicably dark that moviegoers rather will have a hard time making sense of anything they're seeing on screen. Yeah, so if you have a movie where you can't see stuff, or if it's so blurry you're not really sure what's going on, or it's so dark that's like, what the hell's going on? Oh, excuse me. Oh, pardon me here. Beer said $300 million. It was came in under budget at $250 million. This tactic was undoubtedly used to hide the film's poor CGI, which, like, you have so much money. What are you guys doing? Oh, which manages to be impressively low quality for the $250 million budget. One of the highest for a non-Avenger Marvel outing. Well, they did make $1 billion, so I think that kind of gets afforded to them there. Yes, indeed. And they talk about the runtime, 2 hours. Holy cow! Um, yeah, again another one. You've got the Black Panther in focus here, and the drums, but not the guys on the drums, and of course everything else is out of focus there. So there's another Namor, the Namor out there. Yes, indeed. So there you go. Well, it may not be Eternals bad. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever is a film that hardly warrants a first viewing, let alone a second viewing. Again, Bear's not making a comment on any of that, but let me just show you here. Okay, so you've got. Let me go back to it here. 1 second here, people. Do the thing with the thing. You do the thing. Okay. Okay, so here, okay, he's supposed to be underwater, apparently, right? Okay, he's supposed to be underwater. Okay, it might be a little bit dark, da-da-da-da. Okay, this is going to be a very, let's grab another one here, just see if we can do that one. Oops. There we go. There's another. I believe this is supposed to be underwater. Okay, so apparently he, got the nice costume and everything, but it doesn't really pop because the lighting is bad and just horrible and everything like that. Here's another one. Okay, let's just compare this. Let's just compare this because it's out of focus, but it's got some nice colors. It's got some nice colors in it. That looks pretty good. Not bad, not bad at all. But let's compare it actually with another movie that's going to be coming out here, relatively shortly. And again, kind of an unfair comparison here between the two, but we're gonna do it anyways here. That would be the Avatar movie. So here is another scene under the water here. Let's just kind of compare. Whoops. Let me go back. Where was he? There he is. Underwater, 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 underwater. Completely different. I mean, you can see what's going on there. You can see I think this is Sigourney Weaver. Doing her best CGI stuff there. So you can see the Sigourney Weaver character there. You can see the quote unquote fish. The fish there in the foreground. You can definitely see what's going on in the background with the coral and I suppose that's her tail. You can see her tail back there. Looks a whole lot better. Looks a whole lot better than that, right? I mean, it looks way better, way better. Again, here we go. Here's another one where they've got plenty of great color. They've got they got away with the bokeh look there for this movie. Thank goodness. So you can see all the stuff in the background. It looks great, and of course it's in 3D, so different stuff, yada yada yada. But I mean, night and day. Let's just go back. Okay, there's Namor underwater. You can kind of sort of see him. The gold like really should be kind of really reflecting off of there, which it really isn't. So kind of here's sort of kind of some similar scene there. You can see definitely the necklace jewelry, I suppose, that he has on there. So kind of looks pretty interesting. Compare looks terrible. There's another underwater shot. It looks a whole lot better. You can actually see the light where that's coming from. All the chateaus and everything. Looks really good. Looks really good there. That, not so much. You got even some stuff that where they do have a little bit of a bokeh effect there, where you're trying to get in a little bit more on the emotional side of things there. Looks, I mean, you can still tell that they have the facial features and all that stuff, compared to poor Namor there, where you can't see diddly squat, people. So, anyways, kind of a little bit of an unfair comparison, but they're literally coming out within like a month of each other there. So I tell you what, people, night and day. They spent $250 million on Namor over there, and you can barely see him at all. So again, a little bit of a unfair comparison. James Cameron kind of at the kind of top of his game out there. I trying to remember who was the. Pardon me here, people. Who was the? I keep trying to call him Roger. Rooster Cogburn out there. But that was a cowboy movie from John Wayne movie from many years ago. Let's see who did this. Trying to figure it out. Pardon me. I don't see it. I'm scrolling through the old thing here. Anyways, the director, Roger Cookburn out there. Probably not one of the best directors out there to give, several $100 million and try to expect a good movie out of. We were talking about this a little while back. Let's see, who was that? That was, Medea out there. Tyler Perry. He was talking a little bit. He's kind of talking a little bit about his kind of own experience out there, but just generally out there with Netflix and all the other stuff. All the thousands of hours of entertainment out there. You're just running out of really great directors out there, and they're kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel there and trying to figure out. Somebody to take the lead on whatever film that they're making. I still can't find this guy. Anyways, Rooster Cogburn out there. I want to say Roger somewhere or another. Chat, help me out. Where is the chat? Where is the chat? Or Scar getting you to life? What we're talking about Avatar over here. Anyways, I don't think that he was up to the task of doing a lot of that stuff, and I don't know if he got carried away with some of the other stuff out there, but really could only find like a handful of scenes there where it was actually somewhat. Not that one. God, that looks awful. Oops, where am I? Here we go. A little bit better there, a little bit better. But yeah, still, just terrible. You've got the backlighting and all that sort of stuff. It doesn't look very good. The framing is all off. Let me just, while I'm speaking about the framing here for just a second, let me just grab a random one here. So basically, it looks like this one, if you kind of took your mind and just kind of, okay, let me look around the scene, you feel like you would be able to do this. It doesn't look like that it's a very static looking scene out there. Probably very dynamic as well. There's probably motion and all that sort of stuff. This one, it's very static. Again, haven't seen the movie. I don't know if there's much motion or something like that, but pretty static, and that's kind of more kind of set dressing than anything else. You're not making it look like it's. I mean, Avatar is completely CGI generated, and it looks a whole lot more realistic than this, just based on the blocking and the framing and everything. So, a lot of those issues, Bear just says, this does not look like a very good movie at all. Again, didn't be planning on seeing any of this movie there, but yeah, just not a very good looking movie out there. Much less, you don't have Black Panther in there, so why bother doing it? I don't understand at all. All right, let me get back to the chat. The great chat out here. Let's see. Classic Disney is dark. Yes, indeed. And then she gets stabbed again. For the kid. What are we talking about here? Hold on. Where are we? Bear is way behind here. Go Power Rangers. Oh, I get it. I thought this was the new Little Mermaid movie, says VM. Might be. She probably is in the water somewhere. Let's see. That movie could be improved with Megazord. Yes, indeed. LOL, the director, now that we did body shots, next shot needs to have a puke water look. Yes, indeed. Robot Mermaid, says Amy Lester. Throw in some kaiju and we have a film. I like where you're headed there, Mark. I like where you're headed. Maybe if the screen is dark and the camera is shaky, no one will notice it's awful. No, that would probably add to its awfulness. That would be in the range of the Batman movie out there. 250 million, and they needed to mask the CGI. Please give the Lester sisters some work out there, and they will make it right. They will make it right. Only $250 million. Well, okay then, you need another $15 million to prevent a puke water look. Yeah, they just skimped on that, P-Money. They skimped on. No, I pretty much lay this blame at Rooster Cogburn out there. That's not his real name. I forget the director's name out there. I lay it at his feet out there. I mean, some of that stuff where it was at Angela Bassett and the vaccine denier out there, that looked pretty good. But then the next one here with Namor out here just looks god awful. I mean, maybe there was something beforehand, and then it became, I don't know, but there's no excuse to have what's her face Riri out there be out of focus. It's just like it's right there. It's you're relatively close to the face there. You shouldn't have it out of focus. This is very basic stuff. Very, I mean, again, give Bear just a tenth of it. He'll make a pretty awesome kind of Blaxtaposition type Black Panther movie out there. I think that would work. I think that would work. All right, I'm just scrolling through here. I apologize, people. Tarzan was trying to save him, though. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. I didn't know bears could R their R's. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You know, when Bear was struck by lightning and learned how to speak English, you know, a little bit of the Espanol. I just kind of went through just a little bit there. You know, he knows his cerveza, donde está el baño, that sort of stuff. La cuenta, por favor. Yes, indeed. Just enough to get around. Just enough to get you around. It'd be kind of hard to go incognito as a bear in kind of a Mexico City or something. That would be cool. What kind of movie would you make? Well then. Like I said, I think they had the wrong time period for Black Panther. It should have been the 1970s. I think that would have been kind of a cool sort of a retro sort of a Marvel film. I'm trying to think if they've done anything like that. Didn't they do kind of a I never saw the Ant-Man movie. Didn't they do something with was it Michael Douglas that was in there? I think they kind of had some flashbacks with that. So yeah, they just need to have a different. I mean, forget all the multiverse and you know all the. It was the Iron Man movie. 3, I think. I think it was the third one there, where they kind of had the Disney looking park there, and he kind of figured out, you know, how to do the iron suit there. They should just bring it back in time instead of doing the multiverse and there's 12 different Spider-Mans or whatever. Oh well, character A died, but we brought him back to life through the multiverse. Just have it in a different time period. So yeah, I would put Black Panther in kind of the 1970s kind of look to it. You could probably have it in Africa, that would be fine. But no, something like I don't know, New York City or something like that in the 70s. Maybe he sort of links up or helps out. What was Tony Stark's father's name? I forget the guy from Mad Men. Kind of has something to do with them. I think that would be kind of a neat, kind of an interesting film. This one, you would have to recast. If you're going to do a Black Panther, you'd have to recast for Black Panther. Of course, he's no longer with us. And if they insisted, okay, it's got to be like this, da 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 da, I would just do kind of a, what was her name? Shiri? How do you pronounce her name? I would just do it kind of on her character. A lot of it was STEM, and we'll get into that in a second. But girl power, that sort of deal. You got the Riri girl in there as well. So I'm just making a girl power film. Why try to hang it on? There you go. That young lady there. Don't try and hang a sort of girl power film on a more masculine, more sort of father-son type dynamic film there. So either one of those probably would work out. There. So anyways, that would be Bear's idea. Maybe a movie about a bear. Well, we're trying to do that with Gary Shipman. We've got trying to get James Doohan to do the voice of Bear. Might be a little hard, trying to get a hold of his agent. A little bit hard getting a hold of old Scotty out there. But we'll next time you're in next time you're in Gary Shipman's chat, just make sure you bring that up. It is the life and times of Bear. That would make a good film out there. Doctor Strange has time powers. I'm sure he has a lot of powers out there. We'll trap them in Mars like Marky Mark in that one movie. Oh yeah, the bears in space. Bears in how did I get that confused? Yeah, let's see. Nighthawk Warriors out there is just always demanding a bear comic book or movie, and Bear's not going to disagree with any of that. Not at all. Not at all. By the way, let me just, since I have it here, the Batman, again, another terrible movie. We'll get into it in just a second here, but again, out of focus, dark, ugly looking. The story was just bonkers. I don't know what happened. They made him an emo. The best actor in the whole thing's Paul Dino, and is it Dino or Dano? I forget. Anyways, he did more acting just with his eyes than what is it? Twilight fella here, Robert Patterson. That's the only shot in the entire movie that's actually brightly lit. The rest of it, I'll just run through the mud there. Run through the mud. Emo Batman. Who would? Let me get off of this. Bear could go on a the Batman rant. I've got a story here, but we will move on. Yes, indeed, the Batman with boring music, and the villain pretty much wins. Yeah, I suppose so. I suppose so. I didn't know how the Riddler all of a sudden got like a bunch of people together and wreak havoc after he was arrested. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert out there. That was kind of he's like on his own, and all of a sudden like a whole bunch of other Riddlers, like they all shopped at the same rain jacket store or something like that. I don't. It was weird. That stupid movie. Let me take a drink. I gotta wash that out of Bear's mouth here. Terrible movie. Terrible. Spoiler indeed. Spoiler indeed. Is that a brightly lit shot? The one with Batman, that was the only one. That was, let me go back to it. It was not that one. He's like covered in mud or something like that. Anyways, it'll cycle through. Yeah, the whole movie. Gosh darn it, Amy, you were dragging Bear into something he doesn't want to talk about here. Just the terribleness of the Batman. We could do an entire show just on that. Just on that. All right, let me do the thing with the thing and then the thing. And then we were trying to do a professional show here for P Money. We'll struggle to get there. We'll struggle to get there. But we'll do it together. We'll do it together. Alright, let me get that. Oh, gosh darn it. Why do you keep doing this? Hold on just one second here. Come on. Do the thing with the thing. And the thing. Let's see, is this the wrong one? Oh, for crying out loud. It's the wrong, okay, hold on. Let's do this. We'll put up your chats here while Beer continues to figure this out. All right, let's see. You do the thing with the thing, and then you do the thing, and then you hope it works, because you never know, because you're live. Yes, indeed. All right, let's see. It is. Why is this scrolling through? It is scrolling through everything. Holy cow! Well, it'll take a minute to scroll through. Alright, no, it's fine, Amy, it's fine. We could... we'll get into the Batman... Well, let's just go ahead and get into it. I wanted to kind of talk about this just for a second here. They're saying, oh, well, what a great job they're doing with the, Black Panther. It's making a whole lot of money. November record, $181 million. Well, they spent $100 million on promotional material, so... anyways, long article. You can check it out on your own. But let's see. Lexus, Adidas. Oh boy, Adidas. I don't think Bear will bite his tongue on that one. Target, Procter & Gamble, MasterCard, all this other stuff. The NBA for some reason. McDonald's. All this, they had all this stuff. They're spending millions and millions. Danny Garari. I was trying to think of her name. I couldn't remember it. There you are. I believe she's the one there in The Walking Dead, the Michonne, Macomb, whatever her name is. I stopped watching that years ago. Oh God, that was just, it just got so depressing, so depressing. We were going to talk about, Bear's favorite subject here. The Z-Man, James Gunn, yada yada yada. The Batman. The Batman. This is also from Bounding into Comics here. That would be penciler. A penciler, Chris Wozniak, takes Warner Brothers to court for the Batman plagiarism accusations. What? No way. No way. A comic creator. Just the. What is going on in this scene here? What are we even looking at? Why does it got to be so out of focus? Why can't they hire a good? They spent $400 million on this film. They couldn't hire a good cinematographer, a comic creator, and apparently a scriptwriter as well. A comic creator and a former penciler at DC, Chris Wozniak, the Woz, is taking a civil action against Warner Brothers over his allegations that they ripped him off in his 1990 story outline in The Batman out there. In a series of YouTube videos, the Woz endeavored to make his case to fans in the internet by giving a step-by-step examples of parts of his story called The Ultimate Riddle, and later titled The Blind Man's Hat, that he claims were lifted and rewritten by hack Matt Reeves out there. Complete hack. People want to know, like, Bear, why are you so angry at what's his face here, Matt Reeves out there? Kind of an acolyte of J.J. Abrams. So he did, basically his claim to fame was that he started on Felicity. I don't know if people remember the Felicity show out there. Probably best to forget that show. And then basically was kind of the person that came in and fixed, things that were kind of going bad or wrong. So he came in kind of, what was that, the second or third Planet of the Apes film, and then he kind of took over here for Ben Affleck as well. So, just another one of these J.J. Abrams types. Just terrible, just awful. Two of the most glaring. It just makes me mad here. I tell you, two of the most glaring examples. A worthy mystery with the Riddler at the center, and the big reveal that the Prince of Puzzles, no Batman, was Bruce Wayne. Or, as is the case in the film, believed he was on to what the Dark Knight and his crusade were all about. A Riddler would unleash a plague as the broken and corrupt Gotham's judgment in the Woz's unmade graphic novel pitch, which became a biblical flood in Reeves' script. Well, you probably wouldn't want to have a plague unleashed on the world there in 2020 2021 time frame there. It might have been a little on nose there. So they went with biblical flood for some reason. It's raining the entire movie, and then it starts flooding for some reason because they blow up the dam or they blew up the levees. They're in New Orleans, I guess. For crying out loud, this stupid movie. There are so many original expressions from my client's story found in the defendant's movie that we believe this is a clear case of copyright infringement. I'm not so sure about that, but okay. The similarities are just too uncanny to be accidental, says the Woz's attorney. That would be R. Terry Parker, Esquire, in the statement to the New York Post. I got it right, it was Esquire. How did Bear know? How did he know? Anyways, there is that. Batman, hashtag BatmanGate. He actually has it as his handle there, at the BatmanGate. In another example from The Batman, Alfred is injured by a bomb sent to Wayne Tower that is meant for Bruce. The Woz explained on YouTube he had a scene like that playing out with Barbara Gordon. And I'm not so sure if that's similar or not there. As the Manhattan Federal Court suit states, this scene is copied from an original expression in the copyrighted work. Can you copyright a pitch? I'm not sure if you could Well, I suppose you can copyright a pitch, I suppose. If it's still in copyright, I guess. Having pitched his story several times to DC, The Woz sent it to Batman movie producer Michael Uslan as an idea for film. In his videos, he provided evidence of an email to Uslan. Again, okay, let's make her eye in focus, and then everything else in the frame completely dark and out of focus. Stupid movie, I hate this so much. Wants a jury trial and is seeking damages. Prior to filing the suit, he set up a Patreon and an Indiegogo. I hope it's not shadow banned. An Indiegogo campaign to help pay for legal defense fees and expose #BatmanGate to the world. On both pages, the Woz explains there should have been a contract, credit, and compensation negotiated with the studios, but talks never took place. Well, they rushed it. They rushed the entire film to get it. It's kind of weird. They rushed it and then they delayed it. You know, they rushed and rushed and rushed, and what's his name? Matt Reeves. He does like he's trying to be oh gosh, he's doing a whole bunch of different takes. You know, he's shooting over and over and over again, and it's like, just do 3, man. You could do 3 plus an extra one for fun. Yeah, that's kind of what Bear would do. You know, you'd want to get your one great shot on there, a second shot if you needed, maybe somebody flubbed a line or something like that. The third one just in case. And then usually, if you've got time, hey, you know, actor, hey, if you want to try something a little bit different or fun or something like that, let's do a 4th take. But you move on after that. You don't do 100 different takes on it, trying to get that right one out there. You know, just I tell you what, there's no disputing. My plot predates their screenplay, that the people who made this film were in possession of my plot, and that the Riddler storyline in the film was directly derived from my plot, he wrote on Indiegogo. Yes, indeed. And now, before executive producer Michael Uslan and Warner Brothers Pictures used my plot in the film, they were supposed to negotiate a contract first and make sure I was fairly compensated. He says I was not credited, not paid, and in case you're wondering, that's not supposed to happen. So here I am, asking Batman fans around the world to stop Hollywood from steamrolling yet another comic creator. Well, it is a steamroll. I got absolutely nothing, and that's not justice. It would be nice if some of the more famous faces would shine a light on this situation, because it would go a long way towards making this right. Well, I'm not sure how famous Bear's face is, but I'm trying to do that. Here. Wozniak put suing Warner Brothers for using my story in the Batman film in his at BatmanGate Twitter bio, where he's promoting as well his news project Penelope Powerhouse, a crowdfunding outrageous gag humor graphic novel. So there you go. What do you make of the Woz suing Warner Brothers Entertainment? Well, it sounds like it might be kind of a promotion to maybe put into his new project here. One would imagine there. Sometimes that happens. You try to bring something to the public consciousness there, but really you're trying to get your book sold there. Hey, he does go by the Woz. Oh, there we go. Very cool. Out of focus. What the hell? What the hell, man? All right. Holy cow, the chat. Could be worse. Could be like how we had car companies advertising for the Lorax out there. Yeah, I would say go check out that article. It's pretty meaty, but yeah, it kind of gets into some of all that stuff. It's just, I don't know. It's kind of crazy out there. They could make a good movie and maybe save some money on marketing. Nah. Basically, you're not paying money for advertising out there. You're paying money to the advertising companies out there to make sure that your company or your film is in their good graces. The advertising companies have a lot of power out there, and they could say, "Oh yeah, this Wakanda movie is pretty terrible, unless you give us some money," and then that's how that works. So, the shooting of the advertisement doesn't cost $100 million, even if it's split amongst a whole bunch of different corporations out there. It ain't gonna cost no $100 million, that's for sure. No, you're just paying for good graces. Good graces out there. If Gotham is in New Orleans, then the music should be at least pretty good. No, it was just emo Batman. He got the idea from, as Bear was reading this, the Batman, got the idea. He's basing, I don't know, Bruce Wayne or the Batman, either or, basing it on Kurt Cobain. So if you imagine Batman gets home one day, and he's, it's so depressing out there, and he's got the emo music playing and everything, and, kind of sideway glances the shotgun there, is like, all right, now's the time. And then Courtney Love walks in. Bump. All right, so anyways, it was terrible. It was just like, why would you base Batman off of Kurt Cobain? That's just, you could base a lot, you could base, maybe some of the, villains off of him. That would have worked. Would have worked just fine. But Batman is Kurt Cobain. I don't know about that, man. I just don't know about that. Gotham had no soul. Gotham had no soul, indeed. Marco Ferrante just couldn't with that movie. Well, neither could Bear, and he saw all 5.5 hours of it. I'm not saying it was terrible. It was terrible. Bear will say it. But even taking more of a detective take with Batman, that's what they were trying to do. It was supposed to be, if Bear remembers correctly, the end of Justice League. They had, pardon me, folks out here, if I get this wrong or something like that. Was it Deathstroke? I think Deathstroke was there, and he shows up on the yacht with was it Mark Zuckerberg? Anyways, shows up there on the Lex Luthor. God, he played Mark Zuckerberg in the film. Lex Luthor. He shows up, and apparently it was supposed to be Deathstroke. He was gonna go around and basically be messing up Batman's life and killing people and all this sort of stuff. And Batman, Ben Affleck's Batman, he was supposed to be using his detective knowledge out there and kind of it's kind of hard for Batman to fight Superman. It's kind of an overmatched thing there, but Batman using his smarts and intelligence, hey, that's kind of a cool. I think a lot of people want to go see that movie. They took that and said, okay, let's throw this in the dumpster, possibly rip off the Woz out here, and replace that with the Riddler, who didn't really, I don't know, it was kind of stupid. And then that was their detective angle, but it was based on Seven, the movie Seven. So he was a serial killer. And it was such a stupid serial killer because his apartment was right outside of the club where everybody was getting killed. Ah, God, that movie is so stupid. So anyways, yeah, that was just, I don't know. It was never very clear, he says, how he was putting two and two together. No, he just read the riddle and was like, blah, 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 and then there it was. Or, he had the, what was it, contact lenses that would, record and all, it's like, really? Where does the battery power come from that? I don't know, every time you blink your eyes or something? I don't know, so. Yeah, that was just a very terrible movie. The first take is always the best, at least that's the general case for drawing. Yeah, there you go. Get your book sold to pay for litigation. Bold strategy, Cotton. Bold strategy indeed. Let's see if it pays off. So Batman isn't gloomy enough. Man, I'm sorry, people. I have that on there. We'll get through that. Oh no, not Zuckerberg. No, I'd say painfully average. Huh. And coming from the Dark Knight trilogy, not sure what they were thinking. Oh yeah, and Justice League, says Marco Ferrante. Yeah, it was supposed to. Here is why Bear thinks that the Batman isn't. They're not going to be making a sequel for it. So they have the Flash coming out. They should cancel the Flash movie. Please, please, please. We've been behind this microphone for however long. Please cancel the Flash. It's not going to do well. It's going to do more harm than good with Ezra Miller up front. But, having said that, it looks like they're going to go through with The Flash. So in The Flash, they're doing some of the Zack Snyder stuff. So they're bringing back, it sounds like, they're bringing back Henry Cavill, or they actually already have brought back Henry Cavill. It sounds like there are rumors. Bear hasn't found anything definitive out there. Rumors that they're bringing back Ben Affleck and possibly using him as Batman. Okay, so you've got that Batman. You've got the sort of Joker universe, which doesn't really have Batman in it, but okay, it's sort of kind of Batman. They got the Joker universe out there, and then they got the Robert Pattinson universe. So Bear's kind of under the assumption that, okay, they're going to have to get rid of one of these Batman folks out there. If they're going to go through with a lot of the stuff with um, Ben Affleck, it would be smart to keep him in order and then get rid of all the other stuff out there. Oh, the porn bots are with us. Oh, good deal. Oh, good times with the porn bots. Let me. Oh, thank you, Amy. Thank you, Amy. Appreciate that. So I think that they might be getting rid of the Batman movie out there. Can't say that for sure. I'm not. I don't have any Doomcock-esque leaks out there to be able to tell you for certain or anything like that. Just kind of the funny feeling that Bear has out there, especially with a lot of the changes and whatnot. Let's see, they had. Let me just go back here real quick. They were talking about the James Gunn coming back in and everything. I'm not so sure about that. I think that's, especially him, I think that was a terrible. He's a good writer. He's a really good writer, and I'll leave it at that with all the other funky stuff that's there in the background there. But yeah, it depends on kind of what happens with a lot of this stuff. But if they go ahead with Snyderverse without Snyder, just keeping a lot of the same actors, Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, Gal Gadot. Yeah, keep all those folks together. Do kind of a Trinity film with just those three. Forget the Flash. Forget what's his face. Cyborg, the Cyborg character. Get rid of all of them. Just do the three of them there. I think that would make a buku amounts of money. Maybe put them up against Black Adam there. That would have a whole lot of star power there. A whole lot of star power to come out and do all that sort of stuff. So that's why Bear kind of thinks that maybe the Batman is going the way of the dodo, but you never know out there. The Flash actor kept kidnapping children, didn't he? Oh boy, that's a whole story right there. How do you not reshoot that film with a new actor? Um, how do we talk about that? Because you can't go out, even though he's doing terrible, awful things, and doing terrible, awful things in relation to a certain community out there, you can't say bad things about the community. So the kid stays in the picture. The kid stays in the picture, unfortunately. So there you are. There you go. All right, people, listen. We might come here for some of the campaign updates. We might even come here for, kind of a sort of a master class in filming and definitely cinematography. We might come here for just Bear's just anger and fury at the Batman out here. But Bear knows. Bear knows his audience well. He knows why you come here, people. That's right, people. We're talking about crypto. From the from the New York Post. That would be the Flyfish Club, which sold memberships via NFTs. It leases its first base. Ooh, oh boy. So it's a restaurant you get with NFTs. Finally, a use for NFTs out there. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. Everybody's saying crypto, thumbs up. Yes, indeed. A private dining club that sold for the low price of $14 million in memberships through NFTs earlier this year. And I think we actually talked about this. Because they had another one. There was like another NFT where it was even more exclusive as well. Craziness, people. Has leased its first space. Oh, it's gotta look great, isn't it? And the Flyfish Club has landed in 11,000 square feet on 3 levels at Houston Street, a new office building under development of the site of the former Sunshine Theater. Well, they just tore down that Sunshine Theater, didn't they? Flyfish was founded by the VCR Group. Well, okay, we're going backwards in time here, aren't we? Let's see, with celebrity chefs and yada yada, with membership through non-fungible tokens that were purchased on the blockchain and are now being resold on OpenSea. Those resales bring in another 10% fee. That would be for the big guy out there, and providing capital for the build out and other private events for members out there. When you want to go, oh, let's go have some dinner. Oh, well, hold on, let me bring out my NFT so we can go to this modern art. They tore down the dang theater. They could have just had it in the theater. Whatever. With the red door there, apparently. So there you go. There's your nice dining abode with your NFTs out there. Rodolitz said in a statement, we chose this location due to the dynamic neighborhood. Let's check it out there. Dynamic. The beauty of the building. A bear just can't stand the modern architecture. And the shared vision with ownership of the future of members' clubs. According to the VCR website, wow. The Flyfish Club will be having a bustling cocktail lounge, an upstairs restaurant, and an outdoor space. An intimate omasake room will additionally have a menu created by Masu Ito, a partner with VCR Group, in the Elito restaurant, and entered through a separate. Yeah, okay, I thought so. So there's another token. Not only do you get your token to get in the place, but you gotta get a separate token just to go get some sushi. Here, members are allowed just one guest. You bunch of suckers. Which is the same for regular members in the cocktail lounge, but diners can bring a number of guests, depending on their table size and reservation. Last year, Rollis told Nation's Restaurant News, I think we had this article, that he held back some of the tokens to make sure they weren't all snapped up by those evil Chinese collectors for investment, but who wouldn't attend their events because they're locked down in China, or the restaurant, which is expected to open at the end of 2023. We still gotta wait another year? What? Diners will have to pay for their meals in US dollars. Is another reason the founders want active members, rather. I have another set of tokens, he says. If need be, I could sell. Or do give collaborations, he says. I could give it to developer partners. I can make sure that people who want to enjoy and utilize it will be there. What kind of terrible... This looks awful. Okay, how many people would go die? You spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars just to be able to get in. You haven't even paid for your meal. Thousands of dollars just to get in the door. And this is, look at the roof. They haven't even finished the roof, for crying out loud. You can see all the HVAC up there. That looks horrible. You suckers get what you deserve out there. That looks horrible. Look at this. Where is the table? Where are you supposed to... Is it finger food? A plush lounge space. You're just lounging. Looking up at the ceiling, saying, I spent how much money for this? There we go. This looks like an airport lounge. This looks like, hey, Delta members, if you get enough Sky Miles, you can come into the airport lounge. This looks horrible. Who would want to eat there? I don't know. According to the Spoon, 501 membership tokens were sold with the club, reserving 15,000 of them. Tokens started at the low price of 2.5 Ethereum. That would be $8,400 in January, and are now being listed for 3.5 Ethereum. Okay, follow along, people. So they had 2.5 Ethereum, right? It was worth $8,000 in January. Now they're reselling it for 3.5 Ethereum, and it's actually less money. $5,390. That's a 10% markup, too. Oh, God, you bunch of suckers. I meant investors out there. To as much as 150 Ethereum or $190,000 and provide entry to the restaurant and cocktail lounge. The Omasaki token was first offered for $14,000 in January and is now offered for as much as $29,000. So they really had to mark up the Ethereum there. Really had to mark it up there. It provides access to this exclusive space here, people. It's exclusive. Exclusive. For the low, low price of nearly 30, of a nice used car out there, or maybe even a new car. Tokens can also be, quote, leased by the month, according to providing income, rather, to the members. Well, they're going to need something out there. Both the Fly Fish Club and building were represented by some folks out there, and the rent was going for $225 per foot. What? Why? 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 We built the East Houston to attract visionaries like Gary Vaynerchuk and David Rollis, says some fella. The Fly Fish Club, much like our anchor office tenant Solana, is the leading in blockchain. Oh my God. Congratulations, sir. Congratulations, Solana. Oh my God, you morons. I mean, very smart investors out there. Smart investors out there. Let's see. Designed by architectural firm Rogers, Pierce and Partners. Just terrible. The property's 4 remaining office floors have an asking rent with the low, low price of $115 per square foot. There you go. Look at this. Just a great place to eat. Just a lovely place to eat. Now you still got to pay for your meals in dollars, but you can get in with your NFT token out there. Yes, indeed. It would look better if it was a good-sized cave. That's right, Amy. That's right. So you buy the tokens and still have to pay for the food. That's correct. You bought the tokens to have the luxury of lounging around in a space like this with an open ceiling to look at the HVAC system for some reason. But NFTs. NFTs. Namor D and Q. Really? Really? I was hoping maybe they would have done something with your boy Zach there and did like a Rambo D and Q. That would have been pretty cool. Would have liked to see that. That looks like a middle-class kitchen. It does. Looks like Twitter HQ while they had a free lunch. So this is what being elite feels like. Yes, it does, Melissa. Yes, it does. You get to look down. Look down on all those people that didn't get into the NFT action. You say, look, people, I got this JPEG right here. And I own it. I own this JPEG. Nobody else owns it but moi. That's right. And wine on the tap. Really? Interesting. Mark wants wine now. White, red, or rosé? I would say red. If you're eating fish, maybe some white. A beer would go for red. Now wants food, says Amy. Popcorn? Possibly. I feel like I might make a better food than they would. Well, Amy, I tell you what, she's making a better Black Panther movie out there. Is going to make better food than the very, very expensive, exclusive Fly Fish Club out there. So, I tell you what, people, somebody better give Amy a call. And Melissa, too. Pop secret with extra butter. No, sir. No, you pop it on the stovetop like a real man. And put it in the microwave. What the heck? Come on, man. Or chicken club sandwich. Now you're making bear hungry. Extra malt and salsa cheese dip. Okay. We'll go with that. Until I hit save as. That's correct, Mark. That is correct. And finally, let's just get right on into it, people. Just because everybody is talking a little bit about this. So we had the FTX folks. They completely crashed and burned. Everybody's now kind of linking them. Now they're the new George Soros. They are funding Ukraine. We need to bring back those raccoons. If we can trade some FTX token for the stolen raccoons out there from Russia, I think that would be a deal. out there. So now we have kind of another unit out there, and they basically grabbed all all of their clients' money as well. I'm not going to read the whole thing here, but let's see, CoinDesk and Nelson Wong. CoinDesk is doing some great looking into. By the way, they got the prices here. Bitcoin down 16,000. Ethereum down 2.5%. Ay, ay, ay. XRP, we talked about that the last time. It was 3 cents and it was down. Now it's down. Now it's down even more percent. So, like Bear said, you can get XRP for 3 cents, and then it would go down, and all you would have left is your 2 cents. A Genesis crypto leading unit is halting customer withdrawals in the wake of the FTX collapse. Who would have thought? The unit, known as Genesis Global Capital, serves an industrial client base and had just a small amount of people's money, just $2.8 billion, and total active loans at the end of the third quarter. It says the lending arm of crypto investment quote-unquote bank out there, Genesis Global Trading, is temporarily suspending redemptions and new loan originations in the wake of FTX's collapse. The unit, known as Genesis Global Capital, serves as an institutional client base and had, emphasis on had, $2.8 billion in total active loans at the end of the third quarter. Genesis Trading, which acts as Genesis Global Capital's broker/dealer, is an independently capitalized. Bear will get it one of these days, and operated separately, quote-unquote, from the lending unit. He added that Genesis trading and custody services remain fully operational, said FTX, right before everybody ran on the bank. Islam told the participants on the call that Genesis is exploring solutions for the lending unit, including finding a new source of fresh suckers out there. I meant liquidity. He said Genesis intends to detail its plan to its clients the next week, comfortably from Dubai. A Genesis owner, Digital Currency Group, is also the parent company of CoinDesk. Oh boy. It all comes back. It all comes back, people. It all comes back here. Anyway, so they're gonna go. They froze all their customers' funds. So if you were one of those people that had $2.8 billion with them, good luck getting it back. So sorry. It's not like there was a YouTube channel out there, usually talks about comics and all the other stuff out there, that might have, made mention of this when that whole crypto NFT market was just at its frothiest out there. You would want to have somebody out there, maybe even an animal out there, that would be able to say, hey, maybe some of this ain't on the up and legit out there. Not at all. Yes, indeed. Anyways, that is our crypto story for the day. Crypto story. Everybody loves it. I say, forget this comic book stuff. Forget the Namor out there. Forget all that stuff. We want our crypto information. Yes, indeed. But you're not a man, Bear. Unless you've been pulling the wool over our eyes that you don't. Oh, well. No, Bear is as solid as FXT out there. As solid as FXT. Yes, indeed. Bear Wool didn't pull any fast one on us. No, he didn't. Just don't take any financial advice from Bear. Other than get the hell out of crypto. What the hell's wrong with you people? Again, I don't want to. There's plenty. I don't know if either Amy or Melissa's in all that sort of stuff. I don't mean to criticize any of the artists out there that are making money for people that are doing NFTs. There probably is some, usually it's like video game stuff. There's probably some, utility out of some of that stuff there. Bear's not against, artists shouldn't get money off of quote unquote suckers out there. They should still be able to make money. Bear's argument is the higher end financial institutions and a lot of people that are just basically in it as sort of a wildcat banking rug pull Ponzi scheme situation out there. I mean, if Bear can figure it out on his own with his peanut brain here, I'm pretty sure, maybe some other folks out there might be able to do that. So, anyways, again, not against any of the artists out there. Please, please continue. I hope you make gobs and gobs about of money out there. But no, Bear only got into this because of Mike Miller out there. He was doing his NFT stuff, and we're all wondering, hey, where is Lone Star at? I don't care if you do the NFT stuff. Just get us our Lone Star. That's all. That's all that Bear asked. And boy, you start pulling on that string, and all of a sudden the sweater just comes off, and everybody's naked out there. Huh. Let's see. Tennis. Oh my God, that's some good racket out there. Ba-da-bump. Ba-da-bump. Can they at least go get their overpriced middle-class sushi? Well, I hope. One would hope. Speaking of tennis, my Prince racket is gone. Oh my goodness. Grr indeed. People go check out Bianca. Bianca Fights the Zombies, one of the great YouTube channels out there. Really good stuff. Oh, by the way, I hope if you're still there, Bianca, I hope I think I heard that you were getting a new computer or something like that. So I hope that works out. His video game is getting, not video games, his video production out there is his game is solid out there. So hopefully getting a computer will help out and everything. So very much thumbs up from Beer here on that. Thumbs up from Beer. I got maybe $80 in crypto donations. I ain't too worried. Hey, if it's free money, hey, easy come, easy go. Bear kind of looks at it as like a gambling, hey, if it's fun, hey, if you get your NFT and you can get into a fancy restaurant like we were talking about there, hey, that's pretty cool. But if you lose everything, it's like, oh, okay, I went to Vegas, I had fun, I lost some money. It is what it is, that sort of deal. So, no, Bitcoin, yes, as kind of a break glass in case of emergency. We need to send money from one person to another person out there. Forget all the crypto exchanges and all the other crap that's supposed to be decentralized. That's fine. I think that is, Bear's kind of come around on that. What is that called? Bitcoin maximalist out there came around to that side. Solana, Ethereum, all that other stuff. That is, Bear knows his garbage, and that's garbage out there. It is garbage. Let's see. I don't have anything to do with it that... Oh, okay. I think new tech is interesting, but this investing stuff seems to defeat learning what the tech can do. And let me Beer add an addendum to that. Great point from Amy. We are trying to figure out what the utility is. So if you have something out there that's based on, let's just say Ethereum out there. What was it? Hold on just a second. Do I have it here? What was it? Like $1,500 or something like that? $1,200? Let me get it back here. 1 second, people. 1,217 would be Ethereum out there. So let's just say you're a computer programmer and you're trying to do some stuff, and your computer program doesn't work, automatically the first time. Usually there's some trial and error that goes along with it. So you're writing stuff to the blockchain. Every time you do that, it costs you $1,300 for Ethereum. So the people that are trying and experimenting on that sort of stuff, you're not going to be able to do a whole lot with that, with it being so expensive. If it were cheaper and people figured out what the utility was and then started to sell it for a crazy amount of money, yeah, great, terrific, all right, you probably found something there. But a lot of people are just, going on a wing and a prayer, and hopefully it works. And again, kind of going back to gambling, you get your lottery ticket. 9 times out of 10, 1 out of 1 million, you might win the lottery out there. But usually, you're probably going to lose. You're gonna be ripping up that lotto ticket there. So that's kind of how Bear kind of thinks about it. Yes, indeed. I need to get back into playing, says Marco Franthi. It's good exercise and fun. Yes, indeed. Let's see. How much RAM do you have for your live streaming computer? Well, The RAM on here isn't the big deal for the live streaming. I can go into it here and show you here. Let's see how much we're using here right now. Probably with everything on here, it is doing 16 gigabytes. 16 gigabytes. So, Bear's got an older Mac computer, about 4 years old, 5 years old. It still has the Intel chip in there, if that matters to anybody. 32 gigabytes is what Bear has. So, that was mainly for Final Cut and some of the other video production stuff that Bear does. So, that's where Bear needed it. Really, if you're doing video stuff like that, the memory isn't such a big deal. It is the storage space. So make sure you get plenty of storage space. Yeah, memory, you can probably get by with 16 gigs and you'd be fine. You'd be fine with that. Unless you're doing like gaming or, video production, that sort of deal. And really, on the Apple, it's having multiple windows open at the same time, multiple programs running at the same time. If it's just one, it's fine. Although OBS just runs, it's not too bad here now, but it does run pretty hot. Runs pretty hot right now. So 16.25 gigabytes is what he is using. Yes, indeed. Oh, we go through the range of stuff here, people. We go from food to computer talk to comic books to crypto, all sorts of stuff. All sorts of stuff. Bear knows the finest garbage. It is. The volatility of the coins is nuts. I like $300 to $400 in Odyssey. Ah, there you go. It's like $50 now. Oh man, oh man. Yeah, I think the Odyssey is pretty good. If Bear remembers correctly, I need to get on the Odyssey here, but what was Bear saying? Oh, they have their own little token there as well. So if people want to, I don't know if that's what you were talking about earlier, but do the donations for that's actually pretty good for donations. If they're doing the donations, they can do it through the Odyssey coin there. I'm not sure really what I know it's through the Brave browser and all that sort of stuff. I'm not really sure what the use is with the Odyssey coin other than just it being a sort of tip that you can kind of cash out with and sort of stuff like that. But yeah, there we go. Bear's been meaning, I tell you what, been long journey moving back here into the cave. So been meaning to get on Odyssey, and what was the other one? Oh gosh, I can't remember the other one there. But anyways, try to branch out here from our good friends here at YouTube. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Grab a drink. Let's see. That's why I stake a few coins, so at least I'm getting back a little interest. Little back in interest. There you go. Very cool. That's pretty cool. Again, a lot of the FXT stuff where it crashed, you wonder if that was a planned crash or not, but immediately after that, they started to go into, well, we need to regulate all this stuff. Look, all these people lost money, so we got to regulate. So that kind of like starts to get into where they're going to do a digital dollar out there. That's kind of the big next things. They're doing some stuff now to test that stuff out and whatnot. So we'll see. But yeah, they lost a whole lot of money of other people's money out there, and I think the guy's going over to Dubai or something like that. Get out of town. Get out of town, man. Anyway, so Bear is saying they might come in and start regulating. People that are doing some of the stuff, they don't have to do like the SEC paperwork or go through a whole lot of tax issues with that. Well, that might change. Let's see. Some people use their paper, used to paper their walls on old lotto tickets back when Florida lotto tickets were pretty. That's right, the pretty pink one. How much storage is external drive okay? This is an interesting topic that might take a little bit. I will try to do it very quickly here for you, Amy. Apple, what they do is basically you buy the computer and the RAM that you get in there is the RAM that you get, and also the storage space. So the rule of thumb is if you're getting, if you've got 16 gigabytes and, half a terabyte on your old computer, well, you better, pony up and get 32 and a terabyte there, just because, you might hang on to it like Bear does for 5 years here. Man, you can see it smoke sometimes. So you want to have enough space to be able to, what Bear does a lot of times, especially with the HDR videos that he's doing, it takes a lot of internal storage to render a lot of that stuff. So oftentimes Bear might be working on 2 or 3 projects. Well, oh gosh, I gotta stop this project, close it out, make sure it's backed up and everything, delete it off of there to make some room, and then go work on it. It just takes time. It's awful. Um, you can do external drives. That's what Bear he's got. Let's see. I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got one in the box. Couple backups. Yeah, a good, 15, 20 terabytes there, something like that. So, plenty of external space, but that's what happens when you try to render the stuff on the computer itself. It takes a lot of space there. So, it's kind of the short answer for that. The flamingo color. Yes, indeed. Odyssey is awesome for live streaming. I didn't know that. It's monetized in cash and coin. I didn't know Odyssey had a live. Okay, there you go. You can stake. Bear is getting the knowledge dropped on him by Bianca out here. You stake the coin on video discovery. I remember that. Okay, but you can reclaim. You can reclaim it to reuse. Great platform. Okay. Yes, social credit system digital. I believe that will be a upcoming video from Bianca out there for sure. Yes, indeed. It gets a little too into the weeds for Beer out there, but yeah, that's kind of the sort of next step for some folks out there. So, yes, indeed. All right. Well, you know what, folks? Beer was hungry like 10 minutes ago when you people were talking about popcorn and sushi and all that sort of stuff. So, probably going to go ahead and wind it down here for everybody here, but want to thank everybody. You guys come out on a Wednesday. There's plenty of shows out there. There's plenty of stuff to be doing, and you're here with Bear. He appreciates it very much. Your internet friend out here, Bear. Yes, indeed. We try to do this every Wednesday and Saturday evenings, and also, make sure to check out if Bear can find it. Where the heck? Why are we not doing it? One of these days, Bear. One of these days we'll do a professional show. But do check out, we do try to leave on the alternate channel here all the great live shows, so do check that out. I hear Maul is big into crypto and NFTs. Well. Oh, Jeff, good to see you. If I didn't say hi earlier, I apologize. I didn't see you here in the chat. We got real Jeff and fake Jeff. That's great. Oh, Amy, appreciate it. Same right back at you. Out there. All right. Well, I think they have I hope they have the drawn and quartered show coming up here. So, Bear will go ahead and leave you folks for that. Go check out Mike's channel out there. It was a lovely evening. Thank you so much, Melissa. I appreciate that. Appreciate you very much. Hope to see you around next time. But you know what? All of this talk has made Bear hungry. So he's going to head back into the woods. So until next time, people, grrr.